Hi, it's Chris from Living the Inner Life. Now, I say that every day. I say it's Chris because that's my name, Chris, and I say I'm from Living the Inner Life because, well, it's not really a planet or a place, but it is a place from which I'm coming to you, and it is something, this inner life, that I've been studying for so many years, and I've learned quite a bit about, and I'm constantly learning new things. But basically, it comes down to this. We each of us live two lives at the same time. We have an outer life of our bodies and our environment, our situations, people we know, places we go. And we also have an inner life of our memories, our thoughts, our beliefs, our dreams, our memories. This psyche inside, this kind of invisible part of us that is very much part of us, as much, if not more, than our bodies are part of us. And it's from this inner life that we move out into the world. Now, it's really easy to think, well, if things are good out here in the outer world, well, then I'll be happy inside. And if things were just better out here, well, then I would be better inside. Now, this relationship between the inner and outer lives does work both ways, okay? Obviously, if good things happen, we have a good effect, it feels good inside, and if not so good things happen, well, then it doesn't feel so good. But the real determinant on how and who we are has to do with our own inner life, okay? That's more important because we know, either from our own experience or reading stories or listening to other people sharing theirs, is that even when things are tough, even when things are difficult, even when things really kind of suck in the outer world, it's the people who can maintain that inner poise, that inner strength, that inner courage that flies in the face of adversity and says, no, even though you're throwing this at me, I'm not going to let that get me down. Okay? That's the inner life at work. So I want you to think about that. Think of your own inner life. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your history, your story, what you hold near and dear to be true. All that's really, really important. But there has to be a relationship between that inner life and your outer experience. So bring to the outer world as we move from the indoor life to the outdoor life and getting back in the workplace, going back to stores, maybe doing some social things, albeit at a distance, that we are bringing our best, okay? Because we all have, positive and negative, light and dark things inside us, but if we can really lead with the better parts of ourselves, okay? The forgiving part, the welcoming part, the part that sees beyond some of these illusions on the surface. We can get so caught up in the surface way that things look, or if somebody says something, well, maybe there's something really behind that in their own inner life. So get to know you, okay? The real you, the true you, which is this interior experience. And if that can be improved and you can rely on that, well, then some of the uncertainties and apprehensions and maybe fears that we have of moving around in the outer world again will be strengthened because, well, the fears won't be, but we will be strengthened if we have a very strong inner life. So as is said in the Tao Te Ching, that we are to be like a reed that is deeply rooted in the earth and very strong, but also supple, so that the wind blows, you can move with it, that's the outer world, but it has this inner core that's deeply connected, deeply grounded, literally and figuratively, that never wavers. It won't get uprooted, because if you're too rigid in your beliefs, in your ideas, and how you think things should be and how you think others shall be, you're probably going to meet some resistance. And if you're too rigid and can't bend, well, then like a tree who's too rigid, you might snap, you might break. There will be a rupture of sorts. Now, if you're too wishy-washy, that you don't really have an inner core, or you don't have that relationship strengthened within yourself, well, then you'll just be like a wet noodle and you'll probably get uprooted. So it's a combination of both. Be strong be supple, be firm but forgiving. And that comes all the way back into your inner life. It's that inner part, that core of you. We talk about core training in our body. It's this part inside. Well, think of that too in your inner life. It's not just your mind and your thoughts. It's your heart. It's the language of your body, the inner part of your body. Make that strong as well so you won't be thrown off course by things that maybe don't match up too well in the outer world. If you're strong inside, you'll be strong on the outside. All right? So that's a little bit about the inner life. I want to hear more about your inner life. And we will be back here tomorrow for another Now What? But for now, what I want to say is have a wonderful inner life. See you tomorrow.